It's Raging Rob, YouTube. I want to discuss something. I want to call this video, you know, I'm a big fan of Al Presador, good friend of mine. He had a problem a couple years ago, a bunch of trolls threatened his life. Basically what happened was he made a video about some homeless guy, called him a bum, I don't know, and after that, a bunch of idiots started threatening him, threatening to kill him. So a couple of videos after that, he decided he was going to start, you know, making videos with this shotgun. Basically, now he didn't come out and threaten anybody or anything like that, but basically he was trying to send a message to his trolls, or to his haters, hey, if you fuck with me, you know, well, it's the same thing here, you know. Basically what happened was, there was this girl, I knew, she's like some friends of mine. She's going around saying that, now she's showing up in my comment section of my YouTube video. I'm just going to block her. She's going around saying bullshit like, I wanted to date her 15 years ago, from back when AOL chat was popular. I was never interested in her. I was interested in a friend of hers until I found out she was a hoe. Hey, you remember Amanda? If you see this? Yeah, the hoe. Yeah, I was interested in her. She had a nice ass. But found out, you know, other things. So, anyway. Now she's going around saying that, I don't know, she's nuts. She's literally nuts. I mean, Jesus. Even some of my friends know she's nuts. I'm back here in my office in Phoenix, Arizona. I gotta turn my light on. Man, it's getting... Anyway, just got home. Whatever. Just got off work. No, she lives in Michigan. I don't know where. I don't give a shit. Oakland County. This wacko. I'm just gonna end up blocking her. That's all. No big deal with me. But under her logic, she thinks that I want her from something that happened 15 years ago on AOL chat, which is an absolute lie. I never had any desire to want her. I had interest in her friend, but it turned out she was a hoe. And I don't know, she's friends with some friends of mine, I don't know. My friends can be friends with whoever the hell they want, but I want no contact with this dangerous woman. I think she's nuts, she's insane, she's literally nuts.
Give Ancestry DNA for just $59, the lowest price of the year. It's the only DNA test that can trace your origins to over 150 ethnic regions and open up a world of possibilities.
And I get death threats quite often because of my politics and social media, which is fine. And that's why I carry one of these, the SD40VE, 13 rounds. That's why I carry one of these. That's why. Because some of these death threats that I get are pretty fucking serious.
Shirley lost her freedom the day she went on oxygen. Brand new
I'm not fucking around with them. Now I'm not up here threatening anybody, anything like that. But I believe in my Second Amendment. I have the right to defend myself.
Shirley has to wait for tank deliveries and worries about running out of oxygen. But Mary's makes its own oxygen.
The death threat that I got on Facebook, it wasn't directed at me. I mean, it was, but it was behind my back. She posted it, friends only, thinking I wouldn't see it. Let me just say I have a back door to Facebook. I can see pretty much anything I want to see. Anyway, screen capped, forwarded to the Michigan State Police, FBI Field Office of Detroit, and Auburn Hills Police Department.
Call 800-476-5063.
Says she doesn't live in Auburn Hills. I don't give a shit. How about the Oakland County Sheriff's Department? No, they'll figure it out. I don't plan on pursuing charges against her. I don't really care. I just want to scare the fucking shit out of her. So she leaves me alone. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the reason I carry a gun. Because of people like that.
I really didn't think they were ever going to get caught.
Shortly after Jim Christopherson was promoted to homicide,
It's a very fine, nice piece. Pay like $330 for it.
any possible evidence
It's got a nice grip right here. I mean, look at that grip. It's got a nice little grip right here. This is a Smith & Wesson SD40VE 40 caliber. Oh yeah. It's a nice piece, it really is. It's not real heavy, it's not real light. And Smith & Wesson, they have some good, let me just say they have some,
robbery was recovered a few months later.
I like Smith & Wesson. They're one of the best,
It was not.
they're one of the best, how do I say this?
Looking through the files,
They make some of the best products, you know? So,
brothers sold
anyway,
gun to the drug dealer. When Christopherson,
I'm not threatening anybody. I'm just gonna give a review of,
one of the men present recalled
you know,
interesting detail.
and for you idiots out there, it's perfectly legal.
Tell the drug dealer that the gun they
I went through a background check.
been used in a crime.
I got a gun permit out of 2 states. I believe my Second Amendment.
With this information,
Unlike the state of Maryland,
took a second
they're in the news. I guess some gun owners in Maryland, some pro-Second Amendment people in Maryland would try to get the Supreme Court going because there's an assault weapons ban in the state of Maryland. Some pro-Second Amendment people in the state of Maryland were trying to get some get the Supreme Court to throw it out, the assault weapon ban, and it failed in the Supreme Court. Supreme Court wouldn't look at the case, would not look at the case. Liberals are crying victory in the state of Maryland. The state of Maryland has some of the toughest gun control in the nation. It's fucking ridiculous. And I love my Second Amendment.
had been altered.
States like Maryland, California, New York, they don't love the Second Amendment.
The portion of the
That's why I live in Arizona. Because Arizona is a constitutional carry state.
forensic establishment could help him.
As well as Alaska, Montana, Kansas, Maine, Arkansas. Meaning you don't need a permit to carry. But my permit means I can carry a gun pretty much everywhere.
You know, I felt I had to, you know, I kind of was working on my own at that time.
But Wachowski remembered
Even though Arizona is a constitutional carry state, you know,
in a case
I've got a permit anyway.
tool marks in a piece of metal.
Anyway,
So he decided to try some of that by putting it down the barrel of the gun.
It consists of 2 parts.
I guess there's
rubber base and then
a bill
catalyst
that's on the Michigan
basically it comes in 2
House that
pieces. So when it's
I hope the governor of Michigan signs it.
the rubber material,
It's a constitutional carry in Michigan where you don't need a permit. Of course, you got your liberals that are crying, "Oh my God!" You know, they were crying when Washington D.C. a couple years ago, about 3 years ago, lifted the ban on
Inside,
not allowed to carry a gun inside the city limits. They lifted the ban.
slowly removed the cap.
The liberals in Washington D.C. were crying a fucking
it
fit.
does not adhere to the substance that it's casting. It just records its surface detail.
When Arizona passed constitutional carry back in July of 2010, liberals were crying a fit.
That one achieves
Liberals cry. Liberal tears.
true
Anyway.
representation of the interior of the barrel plus the fine detail.
He cut away the portion of the barrel
That's it.
destroyed by
It's
the
a very nice piece. Smith & Wesson.
compared the remaining
If you don't want, if you never owned a gun, if you never had one, I recommend Smith & Wesson. They make some of the best products. I'm telling you, man. This I love this piece. I really do. It's not too heavy, not too light. You know, 13 rounds. It's
Clifford Merck
in some states this would be illegal because they got a 10-round magazine limit. Not in Arizona. No magazine limits. I got one magazine that's 30 rounds, 35 or something like that. 32.
it still wasn't
This one's 13. So.
murder.
That was good circumstantial evidence.
And I'm trained properly around guns. And this is 13s. They say never put your finger on the trigger unless you're, you know, ready to shoot. Notice my finger was never on the trigger, okay? In gun training class, they tell us treat every gun as it's loaded. Finger not on the trigger.
Liberty Nichols stood with me when this guy got a flat tire in the middle of the night.
Hold on. Liberty did what?
But some idiots think I'm a threat, so hey, I was trained properly.
Fix his flat, so he could
And
get safe.
that is the video, and that's why I carry a gun, because of death threats.